Alrighty, so today we are going to go deeper into the world of what it takes to build your very own website. So last time we left off with this amazing website that says I'm super cool, and we just built it using the Mac equivalent of Google Docs. But the problem is, like, how do I turn a website that looks like this with nothing on it into something cooler, like Instagram.com or something that has lots of colors and pictures and all that sorts of stuff? And so here, let's try something. If I make this bold, what's going to happen to the website? All right, it's bold. So you can see, like, you can sort of start to edit these styles through this text edit Google thing or Google Doc thing. But obviously, I'm very limited into my designs and what I can do. Um, and so if you remember last time, we saved this as an HTML file. And so what that is essentially its own language for making websites. It's the standard language that everybody uses, no matter who you are, to make websites. And so this text edit thing is kind of converting the text and the styling to HTML for us. But if we want to do cooler things, then we might want to write our own HTML to have a little bit more customization and to start making cooler things. So, how can I write HTML? Can I do it in here? And unfortunately, you can't. So, what we're going to have to do is download basically an equivalent to this app, except instead of just writing things and making them bold and changing the font size, you can actually write code in here instead of just text. And so it's called VS Code or Visual Studio Code, and you can download whatever you want. This is a free one that a lot of people use, and so I believe in you to get this downloaded on your own. But once you do that, then you can open your file with VS Code. And oh my goodness, what is all of this stuff? Like, oh, it's disgusting. Delete it. Delete it all. Just delete it all. That's too much for me to handle right now. Okay, so right now we're just gonna start with the absolute. Let's just start from scratch. So the absolute bare bones of everything. So before we were just writing hello, my name is Josh. Something like that, just writing text. But now we're going to go out of just plain text and we're going to go into the land of HTML. And I promise you it's not very scary because all you have to do is type in something. These are called tags. So you have an opening tag and you have a closing tag. And all you're saying is that we're going to write some text in here. And then we're going to say this is the body because this is where the important stuff is, the body of our information, it's like an article or something, and each one is just saying, is this a name for a heading? So say, hello, my name is Josh. So I've written the text, but with the format of HTML. So I'm telling the computer, giving it some heads up of what's coming. So if we reload this, then we have, okay, it's a little bigger. It's a little more, got a nice font here. And so we're making some progress. And so now, let's see, what else can we do? We can add a paragraph that says, and there we go. So we're getting more and more detail onto this page. And it's, it's not too much more crazy than writing a Google Docs. You're just sort of surrounding your text in what are called tags so that we can tell what's coming to the computer. And so when I wrap it in a B tag, let's see what happens. think it should be bold. Yes. Okay, it's bold. So it's like the same thing. Like, so right, like before we were working in the text editor, and I could just say basically I could tell it I want to be bold. Bold. I just click the bold button and it'll be bold and unbold. But here, there's no such button. Instead, you can wrap it in a B tag to tell it, I want this text to be bold. So let's see what happens. Now everything is bold. Great. But I don't actually want this to be bold, so I'm going to delete it. And I think you might be able to sort of get here where this can go. You can have all the text that you want. You can tell it to be bold. I don't know the tag for telling to be italic, but there's all the sorts of those things. You can probably do like an underline. But those are kind of boring things to do on the website. I could do the same thing in Google Docs, but why am I going to step in HTML land if that's all I can do? Which is a great point. And so when you mix, so HTML is sort of the structure of my page. Like here's what's coming here, here's what's coming here. But then the next thing is called CSS. And these are all just acronyms that you can look up. It's confusing at the first time, but it's just an acronym for something that I don't even know at the top of my head. So what if I want my page to be blue? I'm done with the blank white. Okay, yeah, so I'm done with this blank white. I want, we're gonna go to the internet. Thank you. All right, so even this is hard for me. Okay, so I'm done with that. I'm gonna go in and I put in some styling, and we're gonna refresh, and bam, it's some blue. We have a blue background, and depending on who you are, you're probably just like, this is the stupidest shit ever. But this is the building blocks, I think, of really like where things can go with building websites. So you can imagine with a combination of styling and HTML, then you can really build these cool looking pages. And don't worry about the syntax. Like, this probably looks sort of complicated, but if you break it down, there's a lot of different ways to, let's do red. Nice. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop. But that is how you start to style a page. Next time I'm actually gonna come with maybe an idea of something more fun to make. And if you want to put this on the internet, then follow my last one because it took like 20 seconds, I promise. And so, yeah, that's how you actually do some styling with HTML and CSS. So that was not a great performance for me, but maybe tomorrow it will be more entertaining and only going to get better. So stay tuned.